3, 2, 1. Episode 31. Welcome back, listeners, to this lovely view of Frank and I's legs if you're on YouTube. Episode 31. Let me get this cracked open so we can cheers and get this going.
Yeah, we're in front of the bookshelf right now. Cheers.
We were thinking that it's probably a better background. You know, it almost looks a little sophisticated.
Yeah, it makes it seem like it's a kind of like a set, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Podcast set.
I'm just gonna hold my claw. All right, so I have one thing that I want to talk about. Probably the same thing you want to talk about.
Okay, what's up? What's up?
Joe Biden announces his vice presidential candidate.
He does.
Or his, I guess, his running mate.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is his VP, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't. I really feel like anyone he would have chosen though. I don't know if I would have gotten on board with it. You know.
Yeah.
Like even him and like the Democratic Party right now. I don't know.
Yeah. He said,
I don't even know if I'm gonna vote Joe Biden. Like I'm not. I don't know if I am.
Well, I'll tell you something right now, Ryan.
Not that I'm voting for Trump. I would just not vote for either of them.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I don't think it. Oh man, I don't want to sound ignorant, but I don't think it matters.
No, it doesn't.
Because with California,
Cali will go to Biden, but
yeah, and our votes will be counted in California.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
So in that case, you saying that doesn't make me think, like, oh no, Joe Biden's not going to win California. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. He recently said something that was that got him. I don't know. He's always saying stuff, but he was saying
what?
He recently said something that I think got him in more hot water.
Wait, Joe Biden said something that got him in hot water?
Well, just
that's unheard of.
I mean, did you hear about him like comparing the?
Come on, you're not gonna catch on to that.
Well,
that was a joke.
Yeah, no, I got you. But did you hear about him comparing the different? Okay,
I don't know.
Yeah.
You gotta give me a little more context.
He was comparing Latino people with black people.
Oh, I did see that today.
Yeah,
but I didn't look into it.
You didn't look into it. Yeah,
I kind of just brush it off now. Like, oh my god, it's another one of those situations.
Yeah.
Similarly to Trump, it really is. Like they are. I mean, never has there ever been such poor candidates for the presidency ever, and I would say that throughout my entire lifetime, I think this is going to be the worst. I really believe that. Yeah,
I just think that maybe with this new vice president selection, it could be viewed as a positive because Joe Biden's 77, and there's a good chance that he dies in office.
Quiches it.
Quiches in office, and then
quiches forever.
Yeah, and then she'll become our first
woman president.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Back to what I was saying about like I don't know if he could have chosen anyone.
Yeah.
And I would have been on board with it. I mean, unless he chose like Andrew Yang. Unless he chose him, I would have like considered, hey, I might have voted for Biden because
you're like, he chose the guy I wanted to be president.
Maybe Brady. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, he had she was the right choice though.
She was the right choice for political reasons, 1,000%.
Well, yeah, and it was like
1,000%.
And it's funny when you look at something like that, like for political reasons, like, it almost becomes the obvious answer,
the obvious choice.
Yeah. You expect a woman to be chosen as the vice president, so we can.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's like
I would have loved to see.
Politics is kind of a game, so it's like it's just like a move to like get more votes.
You're right. It's almost like a chess game.
But at the same time, I'm not taking away from the historic moment of her, getting her vice presidency.
She's also a minority too, so
yeah, she's black, so it's like it's another big deal, and it's a big deal for the Democratic Party. To now potentially have the first, black vice president, just like the Democratic Party had the first black president, and then the first female, yeah. So, but at the same time, I just,
it's a weird one, right? Like I don't know how to feel about it.
Well, I just saw it coming.
I did too.
It was sort of like a layup that was wide open, and if Joe Biden missed it, then I would have been like really questioning what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, if anything, I think it's a sign that his campaign has made a smart move.
Yeah, say what you will about Biden, but he's got a solid campaign behind him. I mean, the fact that they've got him this far is just ridiculous. And
his slogan, "Build Back Better." Oh man. I mean, 3 B's goes with Biden, 4 B's. Biden, build back better. It's just like, okay, well, that's stuck in my head. I can't get that out now.
Biden, build back better.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
When you put it that way. I don't know. I can't catch on to. I just can't catch on to it.
Yeah.
Not the slogan, but
his whole campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just so. I mean, it's just so obvious. So obvious if you watch like any of the debates that he's in such decline. Such decline.
Like mental state wise.
Mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was vice president, like I remember him getting like really hard questions and him being able to like maneuver out of them in like a really good way, you know? Not to say that like he's always on the, the back foot, but like he used to be able to talk and like actually, discuss the things that were happening and discuss, these topics. And now he just like attacks people or is like, "Are you kidding me, man? Like, why would I have to take I turned into Bill Clinton there."
Yeah, started doing, and that's what every political impression just kind of turns into is Bill Clinton.
Why would I have to take a mental test? I can tell the difference between an elephant and a thing. Like, are you kidding me? It's just like he just attacks the person. It's like, oh my god, bro, just answer the question.
Yeah, I agree with you though in that when I think of him as vice president in Barack Obama's 2 terms, I think of a competent, white politician male that Obama selected so he could,
grab some white votes.
Grab some white votes. Exactly. Yeah. Just like how it's all a game. All the selections are just like...
That was another chess move.
Yeah, it was just another chess move.
Yeah.
Both parties make chess moves. Yeah. So...
Who was Hillary's running mate again? I can't even remember.
Oh, her running for vice president when she went against Donald Trump and Mike Pence?
Yeah.
I can't remember, dude. I can't remember. And you know why it is? Because she lost.
Yeah,
and the vice presidency is such like a secondary like thing, that we forgot who was her running mate.
Well, yeah, I mean they didn't win, so it wasn't a big deal.
And I bet that if Donald Trump had lost, we probably wouldn't have remembered that his running mate was Mike Pence.
Honestly, I didn't even remember Mike Pence
was the vice president for like the last 2 years.
I mean, it must have been like it was probably like a year into the term where I was like, Mike Pence.
Oh yeah, that's our vice president. Yeah.
Or I couldn't even
Forgot
picture
about that.
Like I couldn't picture him.
Yeah, who's the vice president? It makes total sense because when your president is like Donald Trump,
like what's his full name? I don't know. Something like Pence.
It's like I hear his buddies call him Mike.
But I've gotten into politics more and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the Biden Harris, I guess, is the new sticker that's going to be printed out.
Yeah, Biden Harris.
I don't know. It's definitely a chess move. It's the right move. It definitely is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, she definitely has more outlook on the current situation that's happening right now.
100%. Yeah, of course.
More than Biden, 1,000%.
And it would just be
more than Donald Trump and Mike Pence.
It'd just be cool to have a woman in an office that high. Yeah. And I know there's jokes like if you watch the TV show Veep on HBO starring Julia Louis-Dreyfus, very funny. But a running joke in that show is that the vice presidency position is really kind of meaningless and just kind of there. Doesn't do much, doesn't have much power.
You're like a support role.
Yeah. But no matter what, whether that's true or not, which obviously a fictional television show couldn't tell me, but doesn't matter if that's true or not. All that matters now is that we have a potential female vice president who will have a chance to turn her 4-year term as vice president into a presidential campaign if Biden is too old to do another term or dies in the office. And if he dies in the office, not to say, even better for a death, but, just saying, if he were to die in the office, she would become president. And that's the cool thing about the office of vice president, is that you are the, you're the backup. It's like the backup quarterback kind of. And I really think I honestly, but now that I'm saying that, I'm like, holy shit, that's kind of that's a pretty good comparison, because I feel as if a backup quarterback doesn't have to do much work at practice or, have to remember that many plays, because he's always got this starting quarterback who he knows is going to start.
They're always fresh. They're always fresh. They're ready to go.
And
they're hyped about it. They're like, oh, like I get to.
Yeah, they're hyped about it. Yeah.
That's a good point. Man, yeah, I don't. The thing about like voting for Biden right now is, it's like a lot of people know, like, I would never actually vote for this guy
if he wasn't running against Donald Trump.
He wasn't running for Donald Trump, right?
Hey,
exactly.
That's the time we're living in.
And that is, but this is my point, right? Like, I have a problem accepting that. I also have a problem accepting, like, I've seen a lot of like stuff going around, like, you vote for Biden, you're not voting for him, like you're voting for, the cabinet, you're voting for the VP, you're voting for like his support team,
Dude, that
and
honestly,
it's just like
it is true, Ryan.
It is true, but it's like you're giving away this like huge concession in like your president, in the like idea that like the supporting team around him is gonna like do his job for him, and I'm like, why are we voting for this guy?
That's what's so.
It's just like mind blowing. It's like we literally are stuck between these two candidates. This is the system we're in.
Yes,
it's such bullshit.
It's
such bullshit.
Ryan, it's like a lot of things, man. It's so established. It's so set in stone. It's hard to
ridiculous, man.
It's hard to get away from it. Some things are just so, whether it be a thing that you think of as good or bad, they're just so ingrained into society that you can't imagine it going away in the moment or in the future, or you can't really imagine a past without it, And that's why I think it's hard for us to ever have like another party,
I mean, I would literally love to see like a centrist party come out. I would love to see it. That's just it's just like in the middle. Like, this guy's got some good points. This side's got some good points.
But think about like how, with democracy, how it's supposed to work in America, and you have, the people deciding, people for the people, run by the government, but but the idea is that
you vote for the government.
You vote for the government, yeah.
Apart from some positions which are appointed by voted for people.
I think you're naturally gonna have a divide that's left or right. Because when you start working with big numbers, which is what the population of the United States is, and you just start having these talking points that the Democrats or the Republicans are about and are about representing ideologies and such. You have all these ideologies, and you're taking like a mass poll. It's just more natural for the people running stuff, which is
the people pulling the strings.
The people pulling the strings. It's easier for them to have two categories than to have a bunch of categories.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. It's a really good point, because you want to have the most viewership. I mean, just in terms of like, let's just say the media, right? Let's not even talk about like the the DNC or the GOP. Just in terms of the media, right? Like, you want as many viewers as possible.
Exactly.
And so you're going to say, hey, like, this is the option that you have. Like, if you believe in X, Y, and Z, like, it could just be like 3 common ideals. Like, which is like, a lot of the topics right now are like, Medicare for all, like, Black Lives Matter, like, stuff like that. If you believe in those things, then you vote for Joe Biden. Like, that's what you do.
Yeah, because
right? that is what the media portrays. Like, if you believe in these things,
and even though
you vote for this party, why is that?
Because you know that if you vote for that party, then you'll have the general population, the majority of the people representing that party in government who are actually pulling strings and doing, the work for Biden as he's twiddling his thumbs. just like Donald Trump does on Twitter. But
that dude needs an IV every morning.
You're voting for the party in a way. You're voting for what the party represents.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of people are going to be able to vote for Joe Biden even though they don't want to. And it's because they understand that here's a guy who's kind of going senile.
Mm-hmm.
And
major. I wouldn't even say kinda.
And
he is senile at this point.
Yeah, and we've already seen that a president can be extremely unfit, unqualified, and totally wrong for the job, and be in the job. And honestly, he's gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna. Donald Trump's gonna make it through his 4-year term. It's clear.
Yeah,
I mean, he's already been attempted at impeachment.
Right.
He said he grabbed women by the pussy before he was elected.
Technically, he was impeached, but yes.
It's just so many things that are clear that, okay, clearly this guy's going to finish out because he's made it this far, and we already have all this stuff we know about him.
Yeah.
And that has proved that the office of president is an office that you can get and just twiddle your thumbs and have everybody do the work for you. That layer, that shroud of, oh my God, the president, you become president, that's the best job. That's the hardest job to get in America.
Right,
You're the man.
Right.
I feel like that just ideology has been completely ripped away because we've seen an idiot.
Yeah.
A stupid idiot, ignorant idiot.
Yeah.
Get elected, and he's going to go 4 years. And we're still doing, like, we haven't, like, America's not on fire. And, I mean, clearly we've had plenty of problems. I'm not saying we haven't had plenty of problems.
I mean, this is about as on fire as we get.
This is about as on fire as we get.
To be honest,
but we're still not completely on fire in the sense of where everything has been destroyed and you and me aren't able to do this podcast.
That's a good point. For us, we're not destroyed.
Exactly.
Some people, I would say.
Some people have, but in general... He's proven that you don't have to do any work in the position.
Yeah.
You can literally tweet the whole time.
Yeah. And
then go down to the White House diner and, grab your lunch and then come back for dinner or whatever.
Or play golf or whatever.
Or go to your resort and play. That's the funniest thing. He's out like in New Jersey a few days ago. I don't know if he's still there, but he's at his Donald Trump New Jersey golf course. Mm-hmm. And he's doing these press conferences where he's pretty much setting up like a fake White House, presidential seal balcony thing. He's pretty much moved his work to his golf course.
Yeah.
So it feels like it just feels like a fake
Get
reality.
20 helicopters.
It's like, oh, here's
carabiner them and just fly it over to New Jersey.
Here's the president delivering important news on something from his golf course.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it'd be like if, okay.
You know how much of a joke this guy is?
I don't like golf, but it would be pretty much if I was president and I was in my little gaming area.
Okay.
And I'd be like, okay, let me hold a press conference right now.
And you just got a backdrop.
Imagine if I stood up.
Some lighting.
Dude, look, I have the perfect backdrop behind me. That's where I play video games.
You do.
Imagine if I'm sitting on the couch playing video games.
It's a map of the United States, everyone.
The camera's right here, and it's facing me. I just stand up and I just start addressing. It'd be like as casual as
Yeah.
I mean, it's like shit's going down, and you're at your golf course.
Yeah, I mean, he's so self-centered, man. I mean, the fact that there's this article that came out, I think New York Times posted it, and they said that Donald Trump requested to get his face on Mount Rushmore. Oh. Now
that might be clickbait, but it also might be real. That's what's crazy about it.
This is my point. Is like, in any other presidency, I'd be like, that is the most ridiculous title I've ever seen. Like, that is not true, But this one, I was like, I could see it. Like, that's actually a possibility. Like, I didn't rule it out. Mm-hmm. He comes out later and said he didn't do that.
Yeah.
But it'd be a great idea because I've done so much for this country. I honestly, he's so self-centered, man. It's ridiculous. Like, he has no care in the world. Did you watch the interview with Axios?
Dude,
where he's totally getting burned, bro. He's getting railed.
I'm so happy you mentioned this because, I mean, I haven't watched it, but Jake sent it to me.
Yeah.
And he was talking
The
about
highlights or the full thing?
Well, just he sent the full thing. It's like a 30-minute interview.
Yeah.
But he was pretty much the main highlight that he was messaging me about was that it felt like to him he was watching it and Donald Trump just had no care for
blatantly lying.
Well, blatantly lying, and then just
to the American people.
His effort and his response to like, oh, a lot of people are dying from COVID.
It is.
Yeah, that's what Jake mentioned.
Get the fuck out of
here,
here,
was like the biggest thing that he was like. He said, "Oh, people are dying. Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is." And not only that, dude. I mean, that pissed me off, but also
that's what I say.
But also,
and I'm not. I
Come
couldn't
on.
be president.
We gotta have higher standards than
we
myself.
We gotta have stars than me. Can't be me.
Not only that, man, but also he's like giving this chart out. First of all, he's talking about the interviewer goes, why are you telling like the American people that we need to test less? We need to test less because if we test less, the cases go down. He's like, well, and he's trying to explain. He's like, well, if we test less, like there won't be as much cases. And he's like, no, we just won't know there's that many cases. And
he's an idiot, so he thinks of it like that.
Well,
he thinks of it in the simplest terms.
I don't think he really is. I think that he knows what he's doing. I think he knows his audience, and he's like, well, if I say it like this, they'll just believe me because they believe anything I say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he says that, right?
Yeah.
And then the interviewer goes, and he's like, 1,000 United States people are dying a day, and he's like, we have like some of the highest numbers, higher than Germany, higher than South Korea. He's like naming off some countries. And Donald Trump goes, actually, no, our numbers are the lowest out of any other nation. And he's like, what? Show me the statistics. Show me where you're getting this information. And he pulls out his little charts, right? And he goes, deaths per cases. That's what he's pulling up. Like the number of deaths per the amount of cases that we have, right? Which is obviously very low.
Yeah.
Because one, we're testing so much. And two, because we actually have a shit ton of cases in the United States, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, you see, we're way lower than any other, modern nation or whatever.
Yeah.
And he hands it to the interviewer. The interviewer goes, whoa, this isn't like right. Like you can't pull out this statistic because it doesn't make any sense. Like you have to go, deaths per 100,000, or he says something like deaths per capita.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump's like, you can't do that. You can't do that. And the interviewer's like, what do you mean I can't do that? That is more of a legit statistic than you're pulling out. And not only that, Donald Trump pulling out those statistics, saying that, we're going by the cases. Like, the more cases we have and the less people that are dying, it means that we have low numbers or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He's contradicting his earlier statements, which are we need to start testing less. Because if we started testing less, that number that he's giving to the interviewer actually starts skyrocketing because we don't know about the cases that are in America. And so it just blows my mind how fucking incompetent this guy is. And I can keep going, okay? Because there's so many different
from this 30-minute interview.
From this 30-minute interview, and I'm going to.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. Another situation that really, really irked me. Donald Trump was talking about it's losing my mind right now.
The blood's boiling
Dude,
over
I know,
there,
man.
Ryan. You've seen the interview.
Oh, this is what he says. This is what he says. He goes, all the professionals, all the everyone, the professionals. He just like
he just
vaguely says that.
He's so vague.
He's just so dude, it gets so much worse, dude. He goes, all of them say that nobody knew this was going to happen, and then he starts citing. He just fucking says something like this. He goes, read the manuals, read the books, read the manuals, read the books. This and this and this is happening. And the interviewer's like, wait, like what manuals? Like what books are you? What books? He's like the manuals, the books, the books, the manuals. He does not even cite the book. He doesn't say, oh, this professional says this.
Yeah.
This book says this. He just says, read the manuals, read the books, and you'll learn. It's like this guy has no care. He is so self-centered that he thinks that he can just say that stuff.
Yeah.
And there's no penalty on him. Nobody, I mean, people just laugh at him now, and the other side just jerks off to him. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, people just glorify the guy for something like that.
No, you're it's so
people
funny.
are like, it's a power move. It's a power move. I'm like, that is literally the dumbest move I've ever seen. Like, the guy has no logical output.
Like yeah.
He's just literally spitfiring.
He doesn't care. He just doesn't care, dude.
Dude, that is raw, man. He doesn't care.
It's like raw emotion, and he doesn't care about anything. And I like that because I don't care about anything.
If you were to die of COVID, he wouldn't care either.
Yeah, I know he wouldn't. For sure.
God, dude, he pisses me off so much, man. So much.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. He pisses a lot of people off, dude. And
I just don't understand how so many people are, like, listen, okay? I consider myself center-left, okay?
Center-left.
But I cannot jump on board of this Joe Biden thing. I can't. Yeah. I can't do it.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I just don't understand how so many people on the other side are like,
yeah,
Donald Trump's my guy.
Yeah. Here's the way I am. I want women to be able to get abortions. Okay, I want that, and I'm an atheist, and those two things, just those two things right there, just those two. That's it.
Yeah.
I immediately have to vote Democrat.
But you don't have to, Frank.
I know I don't have to because I live in California. It's going to go Democrat no matter what.
Well,
but if I moved somewhere else where it was a red state,
no,
then I would have to vote. Then I would really have to vote Democrat.
Then your vote.
But you get what I'm saying in that I don't even think of I don't yes, I'm a registered Democrat, but I don't like to think of myself that way. Because I don't like to, like you say, I agree with you. I don't like this whole, two-party divide thing. There's more opinions in that. There's more opinions than either left or right.
I would rather just look at the candidates available and then choose which one I think would
do
a better job.
You have a bunch of candidates. You choose which one. Yeah, no, I get you. But that's just, it's not an option. So you gotta ask yourself, what politically do I want to happen?
Okay,
and then another thing, I want justice for black people. Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, of course. And
that's also that's also Democrat. So it's like I can't.
This goes back to my point where you believe in two or three things, and you're forced to vote one way. You're forced to do that, or else you're an asshole, or you're not accepted by either side if you don't vote and you believe in these things, right?
Uh-huh.
And don't get me wrong, I may go to the ballot and vote Joe Biden just because I would rather have Kamala Harris president in 4 years than have Donald Trump be president for another 4 years.
Yeah.
Or Mike Pence or Joe Biden. I would take her over all of them.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that everyone is sitting here and is well, these are our options. It's just so sad. Why are these our options? Why is this the system? Shouldn't there be more uproar about this? Shouldn't we have some sort of system in place where we look at the two candidates and we're like, what is going on? This cannot happen again, because this is literally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only person out of the entire Democratic debates that were going on, I think, that would not have landslide victory Donald Trump got to be the nominee. I mean, that is literally what happened.
Okay, and
anyone else would have pulled some votes from the Republicans,
except for Bernie.
I disagree with that. I think Bernie would actually. Okay. Yeah.
And the women candidates, I don't think they would have. I'm just sorry. I just don't think the Republican Party wants to vote for a woman as president.
Maybe.
In general. I'm just being honest. I'm
Maybe.
not trying to call out any Republican listeners out there as being sexist. No. I'm just saying, to me, it seems as if when you had, I guess, but I don't know. I just think of. I feel like there were a lot of Republicans out there that voted for Donald Trump who only did it because they hated Hillary. Hated Hillary. And I know you might say, oh, that's because of corruption this, corruption that, corruption that. I'm not going to get into Hillary Clinton corruption
but Joe
because
Biden's
I don't know the
too.
details. I don't know the details of how politicians are corrupt. All I know is they have to make calls that get people killed. Okay? So whoever you want to call... No, really, though. No, really. They have to make calls that get people killed. So whoever you want to call crooked, you go right ahead because they probably have called some shit that has gotten some people killed.
Yeah.
But don't try to lie to me and say that there isn't an underlying factor that you didn't vote for her because you can't imagine a world where a woman is running shit. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Republicans out there.
It definitely validated a lot of those, like, subconscious thoughts that these people have.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now we have Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And you think of the same people who hated Hillary.
But now, and here's the thing.
They're gonna hate Joe Biden too.
We're about to kind of enter a third test for does America want a woman in the presidency or the vice presidency? Because you think back to when Obama was elected.
Mm-hmm.
First time, he's running with Joe Biden, and he's running against John McCain and Sarah Palin.
Yep, good point.
You have your first potential, and I still remember being like a fifth grader when that election was going down, and I remember thinking to myself, I want Obama to win, but I remember thinking, I was like, at the same time though, if McCain wins, we'll also have history made. I'm like, we're either gonna have our first black president or we're gonna have our first woman vice president.
Right.
And then you have Obama become president. Okay? And then you jump to Donald Trump getting elected and beating Hillary Clinton. You have the first opportunity for a woman president. And she's facing off against our first actual stupid, ignorant celebrity who has been considered a joke up to this point. And she loses.
Yeah.
So I think this is a third trial of, is America ready to put a woman in high office? Because clearly when we had her in the Republican stance and then we had her in the Democratic stance, lost in both scenarios, and in both scenarios she was going against a presidency or a presidential candidate that was so groundbreakingly historic that it's like, wow, they still won. Because it was amazing that a black man became president. Hell yeah. And then it was amazing that an idiot like Donald Trump becomes president. Oh, no. So it's... And both times they're running against a woman on the other side. So is America just not ready for a woman? So that's what
You got a really good point.
So I think the final test now lies in, do we elect Donald Trump a second time? Or do we finally say, yes, a woman is just as smart as a man and deserves it just as much of a man. Put her there. Like, I think this is really this is our third time to get it here. Are we going to get it? I don't know. That's the way I see it.
I don't know either. Here's also another good thing or another point. Okay, if Donald Trump loses to Joe Biden, all the haters out there have to accept that Donald Trump just sucks. I mean, he literally is that bad that he can't beat Joe Biden. This is my point.
Dude, yeah, you make a good point.
This is what I'm telling my brother. I'm like, dude, if Trump loses, like, you have to accept that he is
the worst Republican
awful.
President of all time.
Because, I mean, Republicans hate Joe Biden,
of all time.
Like I was just saying. So if Donald Trump loses to him, you literally have to just accept that he's worse. He's worse than Joe Biden. Yeah. And on the other side, if Donald Trump wins over Joe Biden, I think the Democratic Party just has to disband. And we
just call it.
Just implode.
Incinerate it.
Implode, because Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, I mean, this is just, what are we doing? What are we doing? Honestly. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't think about it. This frustrates me so much, man. I'm over here like I watch the debates. Okay, like, I'm involved as much as I can keep my sanity.
No, I get you.
And just listen to this guy, and you're like, okay. Listen to him for 10 minutes.
Are you talking about Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Well, either of them. This is my point. Either of them. Listen to Joe Biden for 10 minutes or Donald Trump for 10 minutes. You can even go on CNN or MSNBC for Joe Biden. And even when he talks on those shows, and they try and mask it and make him look really good,
Yeah.
They can't. It's impossible.
No, they can't.
It's literally impossible.
Here's the thing. All I need to see...
Same thing on the other end.
All I need to
Fox
see
for Trump.
In terms of proving the fact that Joe Biden is not all there and he's losing it is that interview he did with Charlemagne the God.
Yeah.
Where he said, if you're not voting for me, then you ain't black.
Yeah.
And he said it with such confidence. Like, he actually thought that was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be. Like, this is going to be good.
They're going to respect.
Oh, they're going to like this.
This is going to hit.
This is going to get me more votes. and I saw it in his face, too. A complete lack of awareness.
Yeah.
It's like in video games, when you have your stats. You have all your different breakdowns, strength, stamina, speed, all that shit. You got awareness in there. It's like his awareness was at a level 0.
He needs to upgrade that.
Level negative.
Spend some skill points,
Level exactly.
Biden, but why are you spending all your skill points?
I think he's out of skill points.
Support?
I think he's out of skill points. In what I'm saying, I think he's so at a certain
age.
He's
losing skill points.
At a certain age, you run out of skill points.
He's spending all his awareness on life. He just keeps having to bump his health up because he keeps losing it, man.
Yeah, so he has no, just like social situation.
That would be such a funny
no awareness at all.
It's like you get a Joe Biden character. It's like his health just bar keeps going down. You see the awareness keep going down. Oh man, the poor guy though. Honestly, I bet he would much rather be doing anything but running for president right now. I feel like he's just stuck. He just sort of did it because everyone around him was like, "Oh, like you have a shot. You should do it." And then now he's the candidate, and he's like can barely stay awake for more than 3 hours, and he's like, what did I get myself into, man?
I just imagine.
What did I get myself into? Like, dude, go to freaking Barbados or something.
Yeah.
Like, just go on vacation, dude. You should not be doing this.
Imagine all the people around him helping him out with stuff. Like, here's this, here's that, read this, remember to say this, that. It's just, he's probably got, and it's probably tough for him, dude.
Dude, I'm serious. Poor guy. Poor guy.
It's just.
I can literally see him winning and just never showing face. Literally just.
Yeah,
Kamala Harris just all day, every day,
dude. Let's do it.
And they just give some bullshit reason, like he's with his family or something.
He's sick.
Yeah. But you all knew this, right? Did we really have to go over this again?
How long has he been sick again? Since he got elected. No, yeah. It seems like he's probably thinking to himself, like, "Wow, I'm the nominee." Like I was not expecting. Like, okay.
I don't think he really truly understands it. That's
the gravity of the situation.
Really,
yeah.
We'll see what happens, man. I think he's gonna win, though. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I really think so.
I
think COVID really killed it for Trump.
If I'm being honest with you, I really hope he wins. And I say that.
I hope he does too.
Here's the reason why I say that. I say that for so many reasons. The reasons I already said about why I'm a Democrat, but also because I'm worried with the whole, if we get a vaccine at December, January-ish, and we have a Republican presence in the office, that's a presence that says God can cure coronavirus. And newsflash, he can't.
Good point.
She can't. So it's like,
yeah,
we need the Democratic side in the office when the vaccine hits, because we need people who understand science and believe in medicine.
Right.
And so that's another reason why I would like to see Joe Biden win, is because I would like to have a vaccine treated as legit, and this is what we need to get, like a flu vaccine.
Yeah, speaking of I guess religion. Did you see Donald Trump? He goes,
this is a segue into my other point, but
he says something about Joe Biden will hurt God. He will hurt God very bad. He says something like that, and I'm like, what are you saying, bro? Like,
okay.
And there's just those moms like in freaking Kentucky that are just like, this guy.
Have you ever thought about how Jesus definitely wasn't white?
Multiple times.
Yeah. Okay. And I realized it today, and I don't know why it just hit me today, but I've always had that thought. I'm like, okay. Probably wasn't white.
Yeah.
Most definitely wasn't white, and probably wasn't born on December 25th. But we'll just move that to the side. And then let's consider his name, Jesus. Okay?
Right.
And then let's consider every other fucking time we've seen that name when it's not applied to Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. It's pronounced Jesus.
Right.
And last time I checked, Jesuses usually aren't white dudes. So I'm just saying that, I don't know, it just hit me today. I was like, okay, there's another thing about where Jesus definitely wasn't a white guy.
Yeah.
Is that his name
was
probably Jesus.
He was definitely dark, dude.
If that was his name, if his name was Jesus Christ, it was probably Jesus, pronounced Jesus.
I mean, it's like Jerusalem, right?
Just saying. Yeah.
I don't know the history now, dude. I'm so bad with it, but I mean, that's it's like the Middle East, dude. So
yes, exactly.
You know.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
Africa's right there.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily saying that people like his name was pronounced Jesus back then. I'm just saying it's just another thing to consider when thinking about like who was Jesus, you know?
Mm. Yeah, dude. Again, we could do a whole podcast on religion.
Oh yeah. Big time. Big time. I mean, do you think Donald Trump prays?
No.
No.
In fact, Donald Trump was not even religious until he thought to himself,
Republicans like religion. Republicans like religion. Let me just act like I think God is real, even though I think I'm God. Dudes like that don't believe in God. They think they're God. He does not
believe in God. He takes freaking
He thinks he's God.
Amphetamines. Have you seen that?
He takes amphetamines?
He has there was a photo. Do you remember that old school photo that went around, dude, where he had his taco bowl from freaking Trump Tower?
Yes,
and he's like,
yes.
Our cooks make the best Mexican food here. And he's like, I love Mexicans.
And he's like smiling at
like, dude, just because you eat Mexican food doesn't mean you love Mexicans.
Like you're still trying to build a wall. And by the way,
dude, you're at literally the penthouse in New York in Trump Tower. Like, you do not.
It's crazy to me that the biggest thing about his campaign never is going to happen. And never is going to happen.
Build that wall. Build that wall.
And I would have not given dissed him so hard for that just massive failure. I mean, and that's not even me saying
people don't even hold it against him.
I don't even want, obviously I didn't want him to build a wall dividing Mexico and America.
No, I mean,
are you kidding me?
The drugs and stuff is a huge issue, but that's not gonna solve it.
And I've always thought to myself, where you're living is you live there.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the whole citizen shit. The whole
we've talked about this.
Yeah, I think it's
borders are weird.
Yeah, and I also think it's so unfair. This whole how to become an American citizen.
Yeah,
the tests and stuff.
Yeah,
if I had to take that test, if someone just banged on my door right now and said, "Hey Frank, guess what? We don't really like you anymore." So we're going to do this thing where we say we don't think you're an American citizen unless you pass this test that other people who try to become American citizens pass. It put me down in front of this test. I'm out of the country.
You know what's so funny is
I'm gone.
Well, you're an educated person.
Yeah, but I still couldn't answer those level questions that they have.
And you know what's so funny about that is the people that are literally screaming, build that wall, would do so much worse than you. So much worse. It's I've said this so many times to my friends and family. It's I didn't do anything to get into this country. I was just fucking born here.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I'm entitled enough to tell people to stay out.
Yes.
What type of shit is that?
No, dude.
Who makes these rules? It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
And and here's the other thing. Why do I feel like I can move to Germany or move to Mexico or Brazil or whatever and get an apartment and a job and live there and work to become why does that feel easier to do than someone coming here?
Yeah. Good point. It's not far-fetched. Well, it is kind of, but it's not
I know, but
impossible.
It just feels
attainable.
It feels more attainable. When we we lived in Germany for a month with that exchange program, and to me I felt so welcome there. I felt like I was living there. I know that's not the technical, there's a lot of details, but I'm just saying, I just like the idea that you can get up on your own 2 feet and say, you know what, I want to live here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to walk here.
Right.
And then I'm going to live there.
Yeah,
I just don't see the issue with that.
My thing is listen, if you come here and you're working hard and you're not doing anything illegal, I'm all for it. I really don't care. There should be a system where if you come here and you don't have any law, any felonies or anything like that, you should be able to get a citizenship. I don't get why it's so hard.
Yeah, I really think it shouldn't be that.
We're obviously doing something right, though. Obviously, we're doing something right. The fact that so many people want to come here, we need to keep it right.
Oh yeah, no, we still we still attract.
So
I don't know about now though.
Right now is not a really good time to come to America.
I don't know if we're still attractive now, but
just to sort of play on the other side, it's like, we don't want to be letting in people that are going to do bad things. So,
yeah,
the whole thing with Mexico is like just massive cartel and drugs and stuff like that, violence. I mean, I'm all for keeping that out,
I get keeping that out.
But again, you come here,
man,
you work hard. I don't care what you like.
How do
what
you
you do?
Here,
you work hard and you earn a living, honest living. Sure, ahead.
Like,
go ahead.
I think about that cartel stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't know if there's anything. I think that's just always a thing.
I don't know about that. I don't think so. The wall's not an answer though.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that at all.
What?
What I'm saying is,
it's always going to be there. What do you mean?
No. I'm saying if we take the mindset of, if I'm sitting here and I'm saying, I like the idea of someone being able to walk to a place, any place. When I say walk, I mean however you get there, whether it be walk or whatever. But you get to the place, and you say, okay, I live here. If I take that attitude, I feel I also need to accept the fact that there's going to be, drugs coming through too.
Okay.
There's going to be bad people coming through too.
So you mean by allowing the good people to come through, we should also allow the bad people to come
I'm
through?
saying it's hard.
Sure.
It's hard for me to imagine a world where we can let the good people in and we can't let the bad people in. Because I think the good people deserve to be let in an easy way, and I think with just that right there, you're gonna have to let some bad people in.
I get what you're saying. Like it's
because
not a catch-all situation.
Because bad people are everywhere.
Yeah, it's very true.
And there's drugs everywhere, and there's people getting killed over drugs everywhere.
I get what you're saying.
So it's too.
I think.
Because it's just unfair to say, oh, Mexico, you're bringing in drug dealers and rapists and murderers, when we have so many Americans who are all those things.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
It's just so, like, they're everywhere, you idiot. They come from, there's good and there's bad people. And and that's why it's like this whole wall thing is so dumb.
Well, the wall thing's stupid because
it's
walls are like archaic.
Yeah.
You want to stop people from coming in. It's like, I go back to this quote, this quote from Obama actually, and he's in an interview, and Mitt Romney's right there, his running opponent.
Yeah.
And Mitt Romney's like, well, I want to, double our military presence. And
this was for Obama's attempt at his second campaign, which he succeeded at, obviously.
His run for presidency.
At his second term.
Oh yeah, his
second term. Yeah.
His re-election, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's running, or he's talking to the interviewer, and Mitt Romney's like, I want to, double the amount of troops. I want to,
mm-hmm.
increase our military, increase this. And Obama goes, listen, this isn't, 1990 or 1900s anymore. We're not carrying, or I should say 1700s anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're not carrying, spears and bayonets. Like,
yeah.
We have drones. We have all this other stuff that is much more effective, and that's what you want to do. Like, why would you risk more lives?
Yes,
why would you miss more, American lives?
Saying, dude.
And so to relate that to the wall, it's like, why would we build a wall when we could just have so much more tech, so much more surveillance on these borders? And that would be so much better.
And it's not like when they get here, they're served with a golden platter of $1 million to just sit on their ass.
No, it's hard.
They get here and they gotta make it.
They gotta work, bro.
You gotta make it. People gotta make it.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, I don't get. It's like they're coming in here and they're gonna work and they're gonna keep the system of work that we have going.
There's a quote that I like. There's a quote that I like that, if someone really travels like 1,000 miles or 2,000 miles on foot,
mm-hmm.
pays almost $5,000 or $10,000 in American dollars
on their journey
just to get here, and they take your job, they deserve it. I mean, come on. Really, the Mexicans are going to take your job and they're going to do all that?
If someone takes your job,
get out of here.
If someone takes
Make
your job,
yourself work. There's so many opportunities.
More than likely, they deserve it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if someone's taking your job, more than likely they're better at it than you. That's why they're taking your job.
Exactly.
Bro. Like,
stop getting upset about it.
There's a reason.
Work.
Michael J. Fox got recast in Back to the Future.
It's so funny because that same party that says that is the party that's like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, do your, do your due diligence.
No,
and then they're complaining about Mexicans taking their jobs.
It's all...
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I can't...
Put in work. Stop complaining. Like...
The way they think it kills me. It kills me.
Insane.
I mean, it's just, they're, like, in general, when I think of, Republican, I also think of that woman talking about science. Science shouldn't keep us from going back to school. I mean,
I know. I mean, if we did it right, we would probably have kindergarten, preschool. We'd probably have them.
Water isn't wet.
Maybe elementary school we would probably still have going on.
Water isn't wet. A red rose isn't red.
Water is wet.
These are No, but I'm saying statements that don't make any sense.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying things that don't make sense. The Beatles had 5 members. I can do this all day, Ryan. I can say things that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's what she said. Science shouldn't keep us from going back to school.
Mm-hmm.
What do we teach in school, bitch? I'm sorry. Cool. Sorry. I got aggressive there. I called. Sorry.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
This is a family-friendly show.
This is a family-friendly show. This is a
God,
family-friendly
idiotic,
show.
Stupid.
This is a family-friendly show.
This is family-friendly.
With a woman who's in position of power, and I called her a bitch. I'm sorry. I just did what I'm working against. Okay, I'm sorry. But come on,
how dare you, sir?
I mean,
how dare you?
We're trying to teach science in school.
Yeah, no,
and
you
then you're trying to say that it's like the science is there.
Yeah. I don't know what to do, man.
And
the science shows that high school students will still get it, as proven by this past week, where high school students did contract it in Georgia and staff. But generally,
the younger kids
can't get it. So if we were really smart and we really did go by science,
but the teachers
we would have
to teach the kids. Though.
Yeah, but the teachers are always at risk, right? I mean, the risk is that they go to school and they get it from another teacher.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. True.
But not from the kids, right? The kids are not gonna be. I mean, unless they, are taking spit and just rubbing it all over the place. Other people's spit, not their own, because they're not contagious. They won't get it. I don't know why the coronavirus doesn't attack them the way it attacks older people.
I mean,
this is how it works.
So with that argument, I get put elementary schools back in place.
But no, but that's not contradictory to science shouldn't stop us from going to school, because actually that is what the science shows, is that younger kids should be going to school, but older kids, as in high school students, should not be in school. And so it really doesn't contradict that statement.
And you see
or
the
it
fact...
still does, I should say.
Okay, Ryan.
Huh.
Try to think about a moment in elementary school where you learned something that you still learn today. Go ahead.
The first thing that pops in my mind is Jackie Robinson, first black baseball player.
Okay, that's a great fact of history, and shouts out Jackie Robinson for accomplishing that. But I'm talking about
42, baby.
I'm talking about something that you learned that you use to continue the greatness that is your life. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's a great fact.
Immediately think of.
That's a great fact. But what did you learn that you still use today that gets you through the day and makes you better?
Immediately, what I think of, those freaking times tables that we did in school, where they were you had 1 minute, and you had a specific sheet. You had addition, which was like blue. Then you had subtraction, which was green. And once you completed the full sheet, you moved on to the next one.
Okay.
And I got all the way to division.
Nice. Oh, within the time limit?
Within like 1 minute. So I did a full page of multiplication within 1 minute. Then I moved on to division. I never got to beat that, but that was really hard. I was in like third grade or something like that.
That's good, dude.
But I mean, I really think that I still use it to this day. Just quick multiply.
That's speed math. Okay.
I mean, obviously I practiced that throughout my entire life, so that's why.
Okay. All I'm doing is I'm just looking for a reason for why elementary school is so important, that we don't just do a nice break while we figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just do a really long snow day. Because in reality, missing third grade isn't that big of a deal.
I disagree.
Okay.
I mean, I think.
I mean, maybe this is coming from a standpoint who dreamed. I mean, as a kid.
Isn't your mom an elementary school teacher too?
Oh yeah, but I still, dude, as a little kid, thinking of a week off of school.
Oh hell yeah!
A month off of school.
I mean, we're talking like 6 months, but yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like a dream scenario has been created, and they're trying to fucking take it away from these kids. And the kids don't really need to learn that much right now because, God damn it, just fix shit and then let's get back to it.
I mean, that would be ideal, but we didn't do that, right?
I know, but it's like...
So we fucked up.
I just wish we could understand where value comes in and where learning comes in. All I'm saying is I feel like I could have jerked off all of elementary school and said fuck you to my teacher literally every fucking day, and I would have been in the same position I am right now. I'm just saying. I feel like what mattered in those days.
I don't doubt that. Here's what I will say. All right. Imagine, okay?
Yeah.
I know you struggled with math in high school.
Oh, big time.
Same. Imagine trying to go into Algebra 2 without doing Algebra 1, Frank. Like, imagine, not even
without those times tables. Nope, but really though, with the times tables.
See, it really is all slow progression.
It is. You're right.
And
it
so
is. And I'm wrong. We do need school.
You missed that key factor of.
I am wrong. We need school.
Okay, and also imagine trying to learn Algebra 1 by yourself at home.
Yeah,
it wouldn't happen. And so now, if we have a bunch of these, I mean, literally everyone is skipping. Is not learning to the full potential right now, right? Because you're not actually going to school.
Yeah.
Some kids will, I guess I should say, because they're parents, but everyone's being homeschooled essentially.
Did you see the video of the hallway of the school, of the high school, with all those students?
Yeah, that's where the students actually contracted COVID.
Yeah.
And the girl got suspended for doing that. Talk about suppressing your free speech.
For posting the video. She got suspended for that.
She got suspended. Talk about suppressing free speech. And they're the ones that get upset about wearing your mask is against my rights. I mean, get the fuck out of here. And you're suspending this girl for...
God, I'd love to drive by that school with both fingers out the window.
Anyways, I mean, the hypocrisy in this world is incredible.
And it's just like, I want to, like... I just want to... No, I'm not going to say it. Go ahead.
I have nothing else to say besides the fact that
it's just
school
like,
is very important.
You know, I just don't want to say it because it's just like, God, I'm just mad.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like...
I mean, I got riled up, so it's about your time to get riled up. Or you already did.
I don't need to get, but I'm just saying it's like...
What do we do?
Because I immediately want to put a hole in the wall. And you can take that little fun factoid and you can take it and you can apply it to just what makes me angry. And you take the wall, you replace the wall. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I'm pissed, you know. It's okay. But it's fine because here's the thing, Ryan.
Yeah.
As we always say, you and me, we got it good.
Oh, yeah.
We got it good.
I don't complain about my life.
We got it good.
I complain about the system.
Everybody complains.
Everybody
complains about everything, but we always have to remember that, right? In our immediate circle of things, we're still rocking.
Right.
So
absolutely
appreciate that.
And most Americans are. Americans are. I mean, I've said this before, but like you can always compare yourself to someone below you and above you, like always. Like until you get down to like literally like.
Oh yeah, like people you know, or like people you know,
or even just in the country, right? Like I could be like, oh, like I'm much more better off than
people do that,
right?
People do that all the time, where they're like they think about where they're at, and then they think about someone else, and then they're like, oh, I'm better than them right now. Whew.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's like a whew.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing, like in your head you're doing. I mean, it's all opinion, but you're like in my head I'm doing better than that person. You know, wipe the sweat off. And then you think of someone else, and you're like, they're doing better than me. And then that sweat comes back. It's like that. Oh, you know, we're always doing that. You know,
it's a constant competition.
Whether it be for the worst, you know, inhumane reasons, or whether it be for just complete natural things. You know, like me with Timothy Chalamet. You know, so it's just like
that's just pure.
That's just me.
Pure instinct.
That's just pure instinct and jealousy right there. You know.
Pure instinct to hate this guy.
Yeah, but so I think that's just something we can't really avoid.